Hi everyone. In this video I will talk about debugging that is provided in the CODESYS, especially within the structured text programming. So normally when you have prepared the code in the structured text and you log in, you have the option to run the code. But you don't have access to all the other elements which are for debugging, actually step over, step into, step out, run to cursor, and so on and so forth. In order to have them available, you need to do something else. So here I can just run and stop, and that's all. If I set these to rotate left and rotate right back to 0, nothing will happen in terms of the shifting. This is an example that I had prepared for the shift left and shift right instructions in the structured text. So as you can see here, I can run it and I can stop it, but I don't have options to run it step by step. To make it available, to make those options available, you can just right click on any line of the code. Here, for example, on the if line, I just right click and select the new breakpoint and just click on OK. You will have a new breakpoint over there. You can do it for some other locations as well, some other places in the code. Here as well, I just place a new breakpoint. And another way is to right click and select toggle breakpoint. There was nothing, so now we have one breakpoint here. And afterwards, you can see that these options are all available. Step over, step into, step out, and run to cursor. So I will explain some of them to you here. Clicking. So for right now, the execution of the code is here, the line which is highlighted by yellow. And now if I click on the step into, step into, the execution will go inside the if loop, if structure. Let's do it. You can press also F8 if you wish. So the condition was not true. The timer was not done and the rotate L was not true. So this part didn't, the program didn't execute this part. And now we are here. If I again click on step into, since the condition is not true, this part is not executed as well, and we are at the end of the if structure actually. So by clicking one more time, we will return to the beginning of the code. So we are here. Now if I change the state of the rotate left from false to true, and you can see it here as well, the rotate L is true now. And if I continue to click on step into, so what happens now is that we are inside the undelay timer function block actually. The execution went into inside the undelay timer and it's still there. So to go out of that, I will click on step out, and now we are there. If I click on step over, we will go to the next line of the code, and now you can see that the condition is true. Yeah, both of them are true. And if I click on step into, the execution goes into the next line inside the if structure. Output is will get the value from the x.7, which is false. So step into, we will go to the next line. So x is now 21. It will be shifted by 1 towards left, and the result will be, you will see it here as well in terms of the binary values. So the new value for x is 42 based on after doing the shift, and then we can continue like that. Next line of the code, we need to step over. Next line. So this was step over, that's why we didn't go inside the if loop, if structure. step over, step over, step over. And now another way would be to right click here and select run to cursor. Okay, it should run up to the cursor actually. Where is it? Run to? Okay, for whatever reason it doesn't follow what I expected to do. Okay, run to the cursor. But in any way, these are the options that we have. So for debugging, we have the step over, which means that the execution will step over that part of the code, the structure or the function block. We have the step into, which means that the execution will go inside the function if you have a function block, and it will go line by line. We have the step out. If you are inside a function block, the execution, it will go outside of the function block. It will go back to the main part of the code. And we have this run to cursor, which means that if you click somewhere and ask the program to run up to there, it should go towards there. Okay, so I think I know why it behaved in that way. If we remove this breakpoint, if I disable the breakpoint, and from here as well, now if I click on run to cursor, the execution should move to that line. Okay, it's strange because it doesn't want to come to this line actually. Step over, step into. Okay, that's true, because here we didn't have the condition true. So that's why the execution of the code couldn't go there. It would happen only whenever we have the timer on and the rotate having the true values. Alright, so these are some of the options that we have in debugging the code in the codices. Another option is the single cycle. By pressing Ctrl F5, the code will be executed only for one cycle. That's another way of running the code. You can run it forever in the normal way, or you can run it by Ctrl F5 only for one cycle. I think you need to practice a bit the debugging in the codices in order to understand what is the functionality of all these options here and how you can use them to debug the code. This is especially important whenever you prepare a code to develop the code, and then you don't get whatever you expect from the code to have. In that case, you can run the program in the debug mode and go step by step, line by line, and see what's wrong in which part of the code. Alright, that's all for this video. I hope this will help you in developing the codes and debugging your programs. Thanks again for watching, and don't hesitate to share the video if you think that it would be useful for someone else as well. Thanks again, and see you next time.